All right, Shalom. We the brothers from Great Millstone, Gary and Indiana account, coming at you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua. Before we open up, let's give all glory, all praises, and honor unto Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And as always, peace and salutations to the whole elect and the Sasakis pushes truth throughout the four corners of the earth. I'm the brother Uriah here with the brother
Iowa.
we linked up. Figure we do a quick lesson through the spirit. And pretty much the title of this lesson is going to be going to There's No Honor Amongst Thieves. And it's pretty much going to Esau, because we're going to open up with that Revelation 17 and 15. You know.
This is Revelation 17 and 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sowest, where the horse sitteth, are people and multitudes and nations and tongues. Keep going.
Yeah, keep going.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
So the 10 horns, which represents what? NATO, the EU? You know, as you're seeing right now, there's conflict amongst them, as there's division between them because of these different, what they call sanctions on Russia. It start to affect the EU, especially now we're going to the winter months. You know, a lot of those Eastern European countries now being, being frozen, man, because they don't have no heating. Because why? You know, those sanctions affected. You know, Putin ain't getting no gas. You know, so it's causing them to look at the whore, which is America, Babylon the Great, with an evil eye, man. You know, it's going to cause them what? To eat her flesh and burn her with fire. And how that's going to happen by way of those missiles, man. You know, let's read some more.
This is verse 17. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
So this is really the will of the Lord at the end of the day. Real quick, if I may, Proverbs 21 and 1. We're going to jump back to that. Proverbs 21 and 1. You want me to read or you got it?
You said 21 and 1, right? This is Proverbs 21 and verse 1. The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord. As the rivers of the water, he turneth it whithersoever he will. So
this is all the wills of the Lord at the end of the day. It's the Lord that's controlling the minds of these kings, man, these dictators, starting even with those small hats. You know? You want something to say?
Going back, I forgot which book it was, but the Lord said he lifteth up and he put it down. So it's pretty much showing that he's in control of all. He also said that the deceived and deceivers are his.
You know what I'm saying? There's another quick precept I made, Daniel 4 and 17. Because Esau thinks in his mind that, you know, he's the reason why he is empowered by his own strength. Not knowing it's the Lord. This is Daniel's 4 and 17 real quick. This matters by the decree of the watchers and the demand by the word of the holy ones to the intent that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men and give it to whomsoever he will and set it up over the basis of men. And Esau, being the base man that he is, it's the Lord that set him up into power. Remember, less than 1,000 years ago, this nigga was in the caves. You know, now the Lord, you know, he gave him understanding back, and now look at it, you know, he was let loose that little season, and look what it led to now, man. And look what it's going to lead to. It's going to lead to what? A major war. You know, we could jump back to that Revelation 17.
This is Revelation 17. I'm sorry, 17 again. For Yahweh hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of Yahweh shall be fulfilled. Because
all these, you know, what will support the beast system, I mean, America, you know, I mean, it's this NATO beast system, they all together. That's how they work. You know, you got the NATO, the 10 horns, the EU, the NATO, which I believe started off as 10 nations, you know, then eventually expanded, you know. But they help support America. When America goes to war, it goes to war with what? Its allies. You know?
That's their true strength.
And they all benefit, you know what I'm saying? And they all came together in support of the whore. But now they at the odds right now. It's all over because of this that war in Ukraine, which causing what? Sanctions. You know, and everybody's trying to get out that, you know, the other countries trying to get out that dollar as well. You know, which is all their plans of the elites at the end of the day, you know. He's going to say something, bro.
I was getting that mark right
Yeah, let's get that real quick.
Mark 3 and 24.
We can read.
And if a kingdom be divided against itself, that kingdom cannot stand. So that goes to what the brother was just saying. They're at a division right now. They're not all seeing eye to eye. They're trying to figure out who's up next because they started to see that America's becoming weak. And America isn't holding up their end of the bargain. So at a point in time, it's going to come, they're going to turn on America. And they're all going to look at America like, we don't need you no more.
Because the world start to realize that Babylon is the problem of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can read on. You got to replug in.
Yeah, every time you close the thing, it stops. Yeah. All right. Verse 25. And if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. And if Satan rise up against himself and be divided, he cannot stand but have an end. And have an end.
And that's what we're saying. We're saying the nation of Edom being divided. Because at the end of the day, the Russians, they're Edomites. Mm-hmm. You know, a lot of those Chinese, those people that's in position of power, they may be perceived as Chinese, but a lot of them be Edomites as well, man. Because Esau, he went in and married in and intertwined like with those Saudis. A lot of them Edomites, believe it or not. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's, at the end of the day, it's just like what happened to Israel after the time of Solomon when the kingdom was rent. Israel was divided and said from that point on, we never, we never been a kingdom. You know what I'm saying?
That was the beginning of the downfall.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the downfall when after the time of Solomon, during Jeroboam and Rehoboam. Mm-hmm. Real quick, I think I got another precept. Unless it's some more. No, that's it on that.
That's it on that.
Let's go to Obadiah.
That's a spirit.
That's a spirit.
I had that. I was just holding that exalt itself.
Now we can start at all the Mennonite Confederacy.
Let me see.
Start at verse 6.
This is Obadiah, verse 6. How are the things of Esau searched out? Hard as hidden things sought up.
So Esau, he's being found out right now.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with the mouth of the prophets, this devil is being exposed. And you notice everything is happening simultaneously. The prophets being the sealing of the elect, the ushering of the MOTB in World War III. These are the three major prophecies in which we read about, man. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be in the midst of it. Seeking for the Lord's salvation. And Lord willing, we be those men.
Come on, Lord willing.
Come on, you got something else?
I was going to get Isaiah 47, pretty much exposing how it said, how are the hidden things sought up.
Let's get it.
Chapter 4, this is Isaiah 47, verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne, O daughter of Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. They're called tender and delicate because they have seen no sorrow. You've never heard of anybody touching America or anything bad happening in America. If anything has happened bad to America, it was America doing it to itself and pretty much blaming somebody else for doing it. Verse 2. Take the millstone and grind meal, uncover thy locks, make bare the legs, and uncover the thighs, pass over the river. So expose them for what they really are. Yeah. Really expose who the devil they really are. Tell people what it really is. Verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. So that beginning part, that's the Lord pretty much saying, I'm going to expose you for the devil you really are before I come down and really extinguish you, take you out of this earth.
Hey, a good precept with that, 2 Thessalonians 2 and 8. It reads, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. So like the brother was just saying, right now he's being revealed through what the spirit of the Lord's mouth, which was via the prophets that you read about. The Lord said what? He always spoke by the mouth of the holy prophets. I believe it's in Luke 1 and 70.
I got you. You said Luke 1, right?
Yeah, Luke 1 and 70. You know what I'm saying? And then it's going to lead to what? Him being destroyed. Because why do you think World War III is prominent and needs to happen? Because the Lord's going to show up in the midst of it.
I got it.
You got it.
This is Luke 1 and verse 70. As he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets, which have been since the world began, that we should be saved from our enemies and from the hand of all that hate us.
So the Lord's going to save us from our enemies, man. And that's what the prophets are doing, proclaiming as well, in the midst of this division amongst the Edomites. You know, you know what I'm saying? So we could drop that. Let's go back to the Obadiah.
I'm starting at Obadiah 6 again. How are the things of Esau searched out? Hard and hidden things sought up. All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
And I believe that the word confederacy, the blood elder was going into Yasharon, I believe, going to covenant. He was talking about how they made a covenant agreement with one another.
That's that pact in Psalms 83.
But now they at odds. And it's the Lord doing this, although it's the bidding of the elites. But who control the elites? The Lord, man. And the elites finna come to the realization that, hey, you were just a piece on the Lord's chessboard, man. You know? You're nothing, man. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, you can read some more.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border. The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
And they that benefited off thee, man. You know, ate up that bread, that philosophies, those doctrines. Because remember the scriptures say what? Babylon was made a golden cup in the hand of the Lord. That the nations was made drunken with, man. Roughly paraphrasing. And now the nations are mad because they start to see the effects of those philosophies and what it's leading to in their nations.
It's a cancer.
It's a cancer, man. Sodomy. You know, man-boy love shit, man.
Anything you could think of that's according to the will of the Lord, they do the complete opposite.
Anything that's vile and disgusting is promoted here.
The land of the free. You know? And that's what they're trying to do with that NWO. They're trying to make the whole world on the same page.
You can really read some more.
Verse 8. Shall I not in that day, said the Lord, even destroy the wise man out of Edom, and the understanding out of the mount of Esau?
You got it, bro.
So pretty much in that day, he's going to take understanding from thee. He's going to take all of that so puffed up knowledge you thought you have and make you just a man again. Pretty much taking you back down to like what he said in verse Isaiah, there is no throne, laying the dust. So you're going to go back to being just a base man. Because what it said, no man shall glory in the day of the Lord.
It said, and thy mighty men, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of them, it's like I took off, but it's good, that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter. You got it, bro.
Hold up. All right, this one I don't like this stuff.
You ain't got this app?
Which one you got?
This one.
That's not, what is it called?
Okay, pause. I'm gonna pause it now.
No, I don't got that. I'm gonna have to get that one.
If not, then you know.
I'll just get it from you.
Yeah, if
I can download it. All right. Let me read verse 9 again. And thy mighty man, O Teman, shall be dismayed to the end that every one of the mount of Esau may be cut off by slaughter.
And all this is going to lead to him being destroyed, cut off. You know.
He said that. Sorry to cut you off. He said that in Ezekiel 35. I shall fill your mountains with your with bodies, pretty much. People. Because you have to think about it. Go back to the Cain and Abel. He said your brother blood cries up, and only way to pretty much appease that is you have to shed the blood of the one that shed the blood. So pretty much you're gonna have to get cut off. You want to go down to verse 10?
No, that was it on that. Want to get that Habakkuk 2 and 12.
Okay.
You know, because it started out the lesson, I said there's no honor amongst these because these devils really fighting over position, you know, who's going to be the next rule, you know what I'm saying? And it's all in vain at the end of the day. You know, Esau using these nations to go against, you know, the elites, in a sense, using them, you know, to bring forth his NWA, but hey, the Lord's going to, you know, using them to bring forth his great reset, you know? You got it, bro. Habakkuk 2 and 12. But when we read it, I'll read it since I got it. This is Habakkuk 2 and 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood and established a city by iniquity. It said, it's like that was the one. Yep, that's it. It says, so the Lord said, woe to him that buildeth a town by blood, man. You know?
Destruction. You can't build a whole city off something like that. That's a terrible way to start. That's a terrible foundation. It shall not stand.
And how was the EU and how was the EU and the NATO in America was established? How was it came back into power? By rape, robbery, and murder of the and pillaging. At first, you tribes, and then going throughout the four corners, they're colonizing, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's how they was able to get their riches. It's like you was gonna say something.
Planting their flag everywhere. Trying to take over and say, well, we here now, and you have to follow our customs. How can you do that? How can you go to somebody else's nation, take over, and then say, oh, you guys can dwell with us?
Or setting up wicked operations to justify them going to these different countries so they can set up a central bank, man.
Literally.
And that's how these devils was able to rise to power, man.
Mm-hmm.
And the same thing, you know what I'm saying, going on to this, you know what I'm saying? It said, verse 13, behold, it is not of the Lord of hosts that the people shall labor in the very fire, and the people shall weary themselves for very vanity. For the earth shall be filled with the knowledge of the glory of the Lord as the water covered the sea. You know what I'm saying? So destruction coming to these people, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I got another precept. Jeremiah 49:7.
I got you.
Yeah. Hey, so we, you know what I'm saying? All thing we got to do is just, continue to fight the faith. Just watch it and watch and see these prophecies, man, take place. Another good thing to look out for is over there in, Israel, man, because the scriptures do say that the least of the flock should draw them out, man. Once that get popping off, hey, it's game on. We seeing the implementation of the MOTB.
Elon Musk then pretty much been on Twitter saying how within the next 6 months he wants to start pretty much doing human trials. So that right there is telling you we have a short time. So you have to think about how fast this year went.
And there's divisions even amongst them about that.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, so the Lord is doing mighty things, man. You may be in the flesh and may not seem like the Lord like damn, but hey, the Lord, he's working, man.
So with Terry, wait for it. This is Jeremiah 49 and verse 7. Concerning Edom, thus says the Lord of hosts, is wisdom no more in Teman? Is counsel perished from the prudent? Is their wisdom vanished?
And Teman is, I believe that today Temanites would be the Germans.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Germans was expert, and these the ones I believe that devil Oppenheimer was the one that came up with the atom bomb.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And from that point on, a lot of these scientists came up with these bombs and shit, and other things as well, man. Different other inventions.
Stuff that you don't know that they made. 9 out of 10, it's a lot of stuff that they made. They put in video games. You think it's just something that's a video game. A lot of this stuff is real. Verse 8. I'm going to verse 8.
Yeah, keep reading now.
Flee ye, turn back, dwell deep, O inhabitants of Dedan, for I will bring the calamity of Esau upon him, the time that I will visit him. If grape grabbers come to thee, would they not leave some gleaning grapes? And
when Esau, and we were just talking about how he went throughout the earth pillaging, man.
Mm-hmm.
How those Brits, was able to attain their wealth. Hey, that damn queen bride, when it was coming out about her.
Oh yeah, a lot of her jewels were stolen.
And all these devils, they fighting with that piece of that NWO pie that they not finna get a taste of, man. Because the Lord's gonna smack it out they fucking hand, man.
The Lord said, what is this vain thing they imagine? That vain thing is them thinking that they're up next to rule. But he already told you who was next to rule. The end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. Continuing on. If these by night, they were destroyed till they have enough. So it was pretty much, back in the day, it was an order that if like any type of fruit fell on the ground, you're supposed to leave it. But Esau's the type, he's taking the fruit off the ground, he gonna take the whole tree. Verse 10. But I have made Esau bare. I have uncovered I have uncovered his secret places. He shall not be able to hide himself.
So he's not be able to hide himself, and now he's being found out. Now he's being shown openly that they divided. Mm-hmm. They're being found out that they a bunch of weirdos and freaks. They behind all kinds of heinous crimes. Behind the worst is sickening. Now people just dropping dead from strangely from heart attacks. But nobody know from what.
Exactly.
After a year or two of them pushing, on the masses, and now people just randomly just drop it.
And nobody getting heart attacks like that before.
Yeah. that was known to have good health. Showing that this man's the damn devil that the Bible speaks of. And that's why we're seeing the Edomite nation being divided globally and eternally here in Babylon. You know?
Continuing on, it says, his seed is spoiled, his brethren and his neighbors, and he is not.
And he is not, man. You know? You got a precept?
It's a precept underneath it. Let me see if we go with it.
Because I got another one, I think. Jeremiah 50. And 45. If not, you can hold that Psalms 2 on that.
I got you. I'll hold that Psalms 2.
I got this one real quick. I'm going to read. This is Jeremiah 50 and 45. Therefore, hear ye the counsel of the Lord that he hath taken against Babylon, and his purpose that he hath proposed against the land of the Chaldeans. Surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. Surely he shall make their habitation desolate with them, man. It's going to be, we know that's keep eye on Israel, man. And there's a lot of things going on, man. And that's the major prophecy, because once, you know, something get popping off between them, hey, you know America's there, man. Because America, Babylon the Great is like the whore, and Israel's the pimp. You know what I'm saying? They're the biggest, these damn gutter rats, they the biggest welfare junkies, you know? And it's going to lead to what? Babylon ultimately being destroyed right along with that land of Israel. Because these, you know, the earth got to be cleansed, man. You know? There's a lot of filth definitely going on over there in Babylon, man. Especially, I mean, not Babylon, but Israel. And here in Babylon, you know? It said, at the noise of the taking of Babylon, the earth is moved, and the cry is heard among the nations, man. The earth is moved. So say the earth is gonna rock to and fro like a drunk, like a drunken man. Tectonic plates gonna move out of position, man. Think about that.
It's gonna be worse than the flood. You gotta think the flood had pretty much moved in place from being Pangea. So what you think Duke's gonna do?
So how you think we're going to be able to escape that? It's going to be the chariots, man. That's our only way out. You know? You got that precept.
Psalms 2?
Yep.
Can we start at 1?
I think, why do the heat of rage?
Yeah, that's verse 1.
Yeah, get that.
Psalms 2 and verse 1. Why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. And
that's all this NWO is boasting in. You know? You know what I'm saying? They're doing away of the Lord, his people, his children, his ways, you know, his law, statutes, commandments. And in the process of doing it, trying to, you know, totally cut us off from our power. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much him hijack humanity, bro. This nigga think he's finna steal the Lord's creation. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 4. He that said that the heavens shall laugh.
And we're laughing at his ass too. And we are in the heavens in the sense of the spirit. You know? It's good to say, set your affection on things above, you know, not on things on earth. You know? It's like, yeah, bro.
The Lord shall have them in derision. Then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure.
Lord's going to speak on them in his great wrath, man. You know? And it's going to lead all the way. You jump down to read for 7 and 8.
Verse 7.
Because all this division amongst the Edomites, there's World War III that's going to take place. The EU, NATO turning on America is all put for the purpose of the Lord doing this.
Verse 7, I will declare the decree. The Lord hath said unto me, thou art my son. This day I have begotten thee.
And who this speaking of? Speaking of Yahweh Shai. You know, showing that David was a prophet as well, man. I believe, you know, it was written by David. I could be wrong, Salaki, if I'm wrong. You know? Because it doesn't specify the name. You know?
Verse 8. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession.
The uttermost part of the earth for thy possession, man. So they're fighting for for control of the earth. It was never belong to them in the first place.
It was never made for them.
It was never made for. It wasn't even never made by them. You know what I'm saying?
That's really crazy when you think about it.
Yeah. Fuck are you?
How you gonna have somebody else make it and you can just come over and take over?
This guy, you know. Fuck you, this is fucking clown, man. That's why the Lord said, why it's a vain thing, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's foolish.
Because it would never happen. You got to think, the Lord has already told you the beginning, the end, the middle. And you sitting out here thinking that you can just rewrite the script.
Yeah.
It never works that way. You can see it in Hollywood now. He'd rather cut you out the script than rewrite a script.
Yeah. And what he's trying to do within the script which is written within the script, is to hijack people's mind via technology.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to have the spirit to understand that, to see that. And the men of the Lord it can point those things out within the spirit through the scriptures, man, you know?
Mm-hmm. But
that's another topic for another day. You know, you got another precept or no?
Mm-hmm. You want me to do verse 8?
Go ahead.
Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thy inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. So pretty much, at the end of the day, you're going to get back double what you did to us. And then, after that, you're going to get cut off. So really, you might as well live it up because you have a short time.
I'm going to get Isaiah 34 real quick, and we can close out that. Isaiah 34 and 1, we can read now.
This is Isaiah 34 and verse 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth hear, and all that is there in the world, and all things that come forth of it.
And that's what we're doing. That's what the Lord is doing through the men of the Lord, speaking on these highways and edges. Mm-hmm. These sit-down lessons that we're doing, man. We're speaking, we're proclaiming the words of Yahweh Shai in boldness, man. Because we not only prophesied to our people, we prophesied to these nations as well. What the Lord got in order for this place. Continue on, you can read, bro.
Verse 2. For the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He had utterly destroyed them, he had delivered them to the slaughter. So
he's preparing these nations for war. Like the scriptures say, I believe in Joel. I'm going to get it real quick. Joel, I'll read it. Joel, I believe it's 3. Yeah, 3 and 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles. It says, proclaim ye among the... Salaki, I'm going to read it. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim ye among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty man, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hook into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. And that's what you're seeing, man. And those plowshares represent agriculture, you know, farming. These nations not coming together to speak of those things. They're not promoting garden tools throughout the earth. You know, saying, well, how can we better, you know, although this dog, he's promoting what, GMO? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And what you're seeing, right now, what the sword is being promoted. You know, these nations, Kim Jong-un, he ain't playing around. It's like he's firing the missiles off every goddamn week.
He be having whole celebrations, parades, just showing off what he got. That ain't boasting. I don't know what it is.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you get a pair of shoes. You don't buy the shoes just to look at them. Eventually, you had the mindset to put them on and use them. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna wear these.
Yeah. So same thing. What you think the Lord put this? They just made these bombs and missiles just to have them forever. So they can look back, 300. No, they finna use these things, man.
You gotta think, you buy a nice pair of shoes, you just don't wear them in anything. You wait for that right moment.
You wait for that right moment to wear them.
So that's gonna be the same thing with these nukes. You wait for that right moment. You gotta think, once one put them on, they all finna put them on.
It says, verse 11, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened, and come unto the valley of Yahweh Shaphat. For there would I sit to judge all the heathen round about. You know, the valley of decision, man. The Lord's coming back to judge these nations, man. That's why you're seeing conflict amongst the earth. That's why you're seeing global divisions, uproars. So these things are prophesied, man. And it's a result of a wicked rule. And within that, you're seeing divisions and people getting caught up in this, man, in this devil's madness. You know, it's affecting our lives, man. And it's all is the purpose of the Yahweh Shemel Shah at the end of the day. Because all going to lead to what? The deliverance of the elect. You know? We could jump back to Isaiah 34.
All right, got you.
I think 2.
Yeah, verse 2. I'll start verse 2 again. But the indignation of the Lord is upon all nations, and his fury upon all their armies. He hath utterly destroyed them, he hath delivered them to the slaughter. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink shall come up out of their carcasses. And the mountain shall be melted with their blood.
And that's what the Lord's going to bring forth to this place. And he's going to be right there, showing up like in like a WWE matches. You know, you got 2 wrestlers in the ring fighting, and somebody just come out of nowhere.
They made that theme song.
Yeah,
they all looking like
who that is. And he just come out of nowhere. You know, like the Undertaker. Lights come out, lights come back on. He right there. Hey, that's the Lord, bro.
Yeah.
You know, Lord's coming back in that, but in way much faster glory. I'm just using that as an analogy. You know, hey, the Lord's coming back like that, man, in His glory. Remember the brother just that Isaiah 47. He's not going to meet thee as a man. He's coming back in His glory, man. It's going to be scary, man.
That's why they said in that Revelations, I believe it's either 6:16 or 16:6. They told the mountains to fall and hide us from the face of the land. They know what's to come. They know that he's a power. He's a power not to be fucked with.
We gonna be shaking, bro. You ain't never seen something so massive float over the sky that was large as a mountain.
You can imagine it, but once you really see it, you don't know how you're gonna react.
Bro, I seen a mountain, man. Mountains are fucking large. Imagine that shit just floating over your head. The immense power, you know the Lord gonna have it thundering.
It's gonna cut. This prayer gonna block out the sky.
Yeah, it's gonna be thundering, lightning. You gonna be like, boy, Lord, please have mercy. You know what I'm saying?
That's all you can do is get down and pray.
God. On top of that, the missiles coming.
It's all gonna happen in the blink of an eye.
Man, bro.
1 second you praying, next you're in a new body.
Humanity gonna know never not to fuck with the Lord again. You know, it's like, excuse my language, but hey, it's the truth, man.
He even said afterward that this shall be up for a forever smoke to remember. Like that's gonna be something you tell your kids in the kingdom. You see that smoke over there the same way Mufasa was telling Simba, we don't go over there. We don't do that.
Yeah.
Verse 4.
And
all the hosts of the heavens shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off from the vine, as a falling fig from the fig tree.
And we never know point in history where we see this since. I mean, you had it in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? Even around the time of Kennedy, you know, threats of nuclear fallout. But never no point, you know, I recently, you know, witnessed in this time, it's been talked about at this rate, man. World War III. And then on top of that, you got what, famine happening, cost of food going up, crime.
Going up, really, I really feel like it's going up either every few weeks or every month. You going to fast food restaurants, you used to get certain food for like $5, now it's $15.
You get 6 wings, then it's $12.
And you wondering why.
And it's not even fucking big ass wings.
That'd be the crazy part. A lot of that food not real. Verse 5. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, and upon the people of my curse to judgment.
So it's gonna come upon Idumea. This is you Edomites, man. You know what I'm saying?
Verse 6. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fatness, and with the blood of lambs and goats, with the fat of the kidneys of rams. For the Lord has a sacrifice in Bozrah, and a great slaughter in Idumea.
In the land of Idumea.
In the land of Idumea. So pretty much the Lord is going to come down. It says, it shall be blood up to the bridle, the horse's bridle. So the Lord, he's coming down to slay. He's coming down to truly show you his power. And what's it called? The whole book, not book of Ezekiel, the whole chapter Ezekiel 35 is telling you the pretty much the what's the word? Your soul and what you reap, you sow, and what's gonna come to you guys.
You know what I'm saying? And like the Apostle Taha like to say, bro, America's an altar.
Mm-hmm.
And right now we're prophesying on this altar. And after you do a sacrifice, what you do on that altar?
Sacrifice.
The Lord requires a sacrifice on the altar. You know? And this sacrifice is going to be the people. And mainly you know, especially here in Babylon. You know?
He already told you 2/3 therein shall be cut off.
Con.
So that's 2/3 of Israel.
And you heathens, man. You regular day Edomites, you ain't making it out of here.
You 2-time losers.
Con. Even though, and those you escape, hey, you want in captivity. You may be down there, Lord knows how many years you may be down there, because Lord knows how long we're going to be up there. Hey, but you best believe when we come down, man, hey, you going in captivity, man. Mm-hmm. Simple as that.
You might as well put the shackles on when you down there waiting.
Con.
You want me to do verse 7?
Con.
And the unicorn shall come down with them, and the bullocks with the bulls, and their land shall be soaked with blood, and their dust made fat with fatness. For it is the day of the Lord's vengeance, and the year of recompense for the controversy of Zion.
For the controversy of Zion, man. Controversy of the land, controversy of who his people are. Mm-hmm. You know, you're seeing all these things happening and take place in the midst of what? Israel waking up to Israel controversy. Whole Kyrie, Kanye situation. Mm-hmm. You know? In the midst of all types of things, the Lord is doing a beautiful thing. On top of that, the Lord is revealing false prophets. You know, we can go into many things that the Lord is doing, to confirm, hey, the Lord is working. So we can leave it at that. So with that, hey, we pray that this video was edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua. Want to give all glory, all praises, and honor to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua by Shira Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who were well. And as always, peace and salutations to those who elect and the disciples pushing truth throughout the four corners there. Shalom and a Bob a ball.
Chemotherapy 2023.
Soon.